Under the Lights starts now.
It sure does, folks. Hello, East Texas, and welcome into Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all. Please give us a moment.
6, 7, 8, 9,
okay.
10, 11. I'm out of fingers.
It's week 11, folks, in case you hadn't heard. It's the last week of the regular season. Jimmy, again, just week after week, month after month at this point, East Texas football fails to ever disappoint.
I know, but the good thing is that we're able to find some games that matter at this point, because a lot of times playoff spots are locked up, districts pretty much locked up, but tonight we found some good ones, some games that mattered, and it starts with our game of the week, Van Pleasant Grove. This one was for a district championship game, one that would be different than last year, because Gilmer took it, I believe, last year. Robert, tell me, how did this game go?
Jimmy, I mean, this was a very lopsided game. As you mentioned, this was a district matchup, and whoever wins this one takes first place and gets to play that number 4 seed and gets to take home that district title. But overall, you know, we had expectations of this just kind of being whoever wins this game is going to have a big chip on their shoulder going into the postseason. But as we mentioned, not really that close of a game, pretty much a blowout. But let's go ahead and check on those highlights. A district title matchup on the line at Van Memorial Stadium as the Vandals take on the Pleasant Grove Hawks. First possession of the game for the Hawks, it's a handoff to Jamarian Richardson, who swings it outside, gets some good blocks downfield, and he's got nothing but space in front of him. He'll take it all the way. Hawks strike first. Hawks ball again near midfield. Quarterback Colt Yancey steps back to pass, plenty of time, steps up and throws a bomb downfield to Landon Fisher, who makes the grab. Has a defender all over him, but still gets in the end zone to put the Birds up by 14 early. First quarter, Vandals looking to put some points on the board. Raleigh Hinch gets the snap, throws downfield, but it's thrown into the hands of Hawks defender. That's Jaden Scales with the return and gets pushed out near midfield. That's going to set up a direct snap and run to the receiver, Javion Butler, who sheds one arm tackle, and he's got room to run. He'll walk in easily for another Hawks score. Hawks up big early on in this one. Yeah, and that lead would never really change. I mean, Pleasant Grove Hawks are coming out of this one big. I mean, we talked about all week long that this team doesn't give up but 9 points a game. They did allow 14, one in garbage time, but I mean, for the Vandals, they just never really looked comfortable. Raleigh Hinch didn't have a lot of time. He was constantly being pressured, sacked multiple times. I mean, 3 turnovers from Raleigh Hinch, as well as DeQuavion Williams. I mean, this is a running back that they heavily lean on, and he just was non-existent today. I mean, he just never had any room to run. This is he's put up huge games before, just not tonight, because hey, if you had any questions about this Pleasant Grove team, they are the real deal, and that defense is just so greedy. I mean, we're talking about multiple they had 18 interceptions going into this game, now over that 20 mark, and just 9 points a game each game. I mean, I don't see this team losing until December. I mean, this is a real deal team, but for the Vandals, they have some things to work on. They understand where they are now, still have that second spot in the district, and but overall, just hey, man, seeing these Pleasant Grove team, they're going to be scary to play in the playoffs, guys.
Thank you,
Pleasant
Rob.
Grove just kind of built different.
Yeah, no, they're good. Yeah, no, they're really good. Actually, and I was completely wrong. You know, we just started the show. I'm already completely wrong. This is the 3rd time in a row that they've won district. They won it dating back to 2022, or 2023 is when they first won it, and then again and again and again and again. But like I said earlier, and I don't know if it was heard because it was with that loud horn.
So loud.
I don't think Pleasant Grove loses till they eventually have to play Carthage. And that game,
that's going to be a good one.
Excited for
Hopefully
that.
it happens, you know.
Who
knows?
I hope so. You never know in the
Hopefully it
playoffs. Hey, we got our site game of the week, though. Gladewater was getting active tonight, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. It was our kickoff show site game. Gladewater head coach Jermaine Lewis piloting this turnaround season for the Bears. White Oak would strike first tonight, though. Jackson Ludlow slings it to Cal Jester for the first down. Start of the second quarter now, so we flip sides of the field. That's Kenny Poole with the big 4th down conversion to keep the chains moving. At the end zone now, Ludlow hands it off to Poole again. Just kidding, folks. I got deked, and now y'all have gotten deked too. Ludlow takes it himself, put the Roughnecks up 7-0 right there. Bears looking to respond. Achilles Hess rolls left and finds Landon King on the run for the first down before being taken out of bounds. This time the handoff will go to Carson Cooper, and it looks like the senior's going to break away, but Jess gets tripped up by Bradick Richardson there. Gladewater continuing to gain ground, though. Then finally, folks, check it out. Hess looking to his left. He wants Landon King again. Jump ball. King comes down with it, stumbles a bit, thrusts himself into the end zone to get the Bears on the board. Extra point misses, though. So, Jimmy, the score is
6-7.
Thank you.
6-7.
Thank you. 5 minutes to go till halftime, and let's see. All right, okay.
All right.
So actually, Jimmy, I told you as I was walking out, as I was leaving, White Oak scored again. They jumped ahead in that first half, but it looks like Gladewater's a second half team. They're up 35-20 in the fourth.
Yeah, I just had to lock in for a second. Had to lock in. Hey, let's take a trip to ARC. Tigers hosting the West Rusk Raiders at Bill Harrington Tiger Stadium. Oh, I got it this week. I slipped last week, but I got it this week. First major highlight of the game. It's the Raiders dialing up a little trickery. Here's the wide receiver, Camonte McGregor, throwing the dime. A little wobbly, but hey, Gunnar Hart brings it down. Huge gain, sets up first and goal. Raiders in business. Just a few plays later, Dotson tossing a little fade to Cam Brown. Easy grab, easy touchdown, point after, no good. So it's West Rusk jumping out on top early on a very good ARP Tigers team. Don't forget, Tigers eventually get on offense. Here's ARP's running back Josh Smith taking off for going up the gut, for working his way over to the sideline for a massive chunk of yardage. Tigers showing some life in response to that West Rusk Raiders touchdown. Sophomore quarterback Ty Langley tosses it out quickly to Zane Bork, and he makes his way into the end zone there. How about that? Makes a man miss for getting into the promised land. Bork is ARP's all-time leading receiver with 2,100 career reception yards. How about that? ARP's decision to go for 2 wouldn't pay off. It'd be 8-6 Raiders at the end of the first quarter. Let's take a look at that. 33-21.
Okay.
West Rusk hanging around.
Yeah.
They did this last week. Don't be surprised if that one stays close.
All right, we're going to Frankston now for a history lesson because the Frankston Indians, undefeated this season for the first time ever in program history, trying to complete their first full-length undefeated regular season in program history. Starting this one strong, 20 seconds into the game, Frankston's Carson Bazell with the handoff to Braylon Donald.
Wow.
Somehow breaks the tackle by the Wildcats, and it's an open field for him. Refs can't even catch up. That's a touchdown.
He's fired.
For Frankston. Wildcats with the ball. Now you see Harris Reynolds there saying, gimme, I'm open. But the ball goes way over, and it's intercepted by Braden Gray. Whoopsies. Uh-oh, here we go. How about a replay now? Cayuga with the ball again. There's the throw. And it's intercepted by Frankston again. This time it's A.J. Donnell with the run before eventually getting taken down there by the Wildcats. Eventually, the spin move. Look at him go. Ain't nobody getting him. All right, eventually they got him. Second quarter now, Braden Gray with the catch from Bazell, who weaves in between the Wildcats, does a little hurdle. Wildcats eating dust for another Frankston. Wait for it.
High stepping his way to the end zone.
Wait for it.
Look at
My
that.
word. Touchdown. All right, there we go. Extra point was blocked. But there was a flag on the play, so Frankston goes for 2. Carson Bazell goes for the 2-point conversion, and he, converts. Let's check on that final score. Frankston, undefeated, 10-0. First time ever. Program's been around since 1928. 2025 is their first undefeated season.
Jerry World or bust for the Indians. Let's head over to Mount Enterprise hosting the big dog Alto Yellow Jackets. First 15 seconds of the game, Joshua Bandit hands it off to Adin Alsop. Slips through the defense, finding the gap, taking off. Look at the speed on this kid. You know, they use Kagan Ash as a decoy for this kid all the time. It works every single time. Speaking of Kagan Ash, how about this one? Keeps it for himself. Met by a swarm of Yellow Jackets. He pushes through. Guys, call him the beekeeper. Yellow Jackets.
Okay,
he's got the suit on. That's the point. Alto looking to get some points on the board. Hands it off to A.J. Buckingham. He's lightning quick. How about that? Little juke before getting wrapped up, brought down. First down, though. How about that? This one. Little fumblerooski on the punt. Blocked. Mount Enterprise. How about that? They fall on it. Looks like in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Look at that. Special teams staying special. And this one, forget the handoff. Just give it to Kagan Ash.
Just give it straight to
He's
him.
palming the ball. He's just taking a nice little Sunday stroll into the end zone. 64-15, beating up on the Yellow Jackets, squashing them.
Yeah, Mount Enterprise goes undefeated as well. First time since 2000, I believe.
Look at that.
All right, Jimmy, it's time for your favorite part of the show. Quick news break here.
Oh, yeah, I love just stopping all the breaks and the action and stuff. That's
Here
awesome.
we go. Marangeli Lopez.
Thanks, guys. In your late news headlines, you may want to triple check your flights. Flight reductions across America Nebraska, creating delays and frustrating passengers. Our team is monitoring issues from Longview to Dallas and across the state and is hearing from travelers trying to navigate one of the biggest air travel disruptions in recent memory.
And we were forced to lose our connection flight, and the next flight available was this morning, so we had to stay overnight at the hotel at the airport last night in Houston.
The airlines have cut 1,000 flights through Sunday and 40 of the nation's busiest airports. Late today, we learned that things could get worse. The Fed's warning up to 20% of flights could be at risk if the shutdown does not end soon. In continuing coverage, Smith County Sheriff's Office confirms 8 arrests were made Thursday under its renewed partnership with federal immigration authorities. Those arrests causing Smith County residents to take action and protest, and the Smith County Democratic Party reiterating its commitment to stand with immigrant families, faith leaders, and community members to build a county rooted in inclusion rather than division and fear. They are urging commissioners to reconsider their vote. And nearly 40 years after Ricky Harridge was found dead under a Henderson County bridge, authorities say they have finally identified who was responsible. DNA evidence from a 1987 case was recently re-examined using advanced forensic and genealogical techniques, linked Dallas Reynolds Casanova directly to his murder. Casanova lived in the county at the time and died in 2008. Sheriff Bodie Hillhouse calls this case a major breakthrough and says that this discovery gives Harridge's family some answers. That's it for your late news headlines. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Mata. Folks, we got to take our first break here. When we return, Jimmy, we'll talk player of the week, and we'll also see how Longview fared tonight. Looking forward to that. But of course, folks, did you know the Under the Lights show here is also streaming on CBS19 Plus. If you got family out of town, they want to catch the highlights, this is how they can do it. Download the app, and of course, we'll be there exclusively at 10:35. But for now, we'll see y'all after the break here on regular TV, CBS19. Hello, folks. Welcome back into Under the Lights. Jimmy, it's time to talk player of the week. Tell me a little something about Longview's Trey Hamilton.
You know, he goes by Trey. His name is Johnny. His mom calls him Trey, and he put up one of an all-timer for Longview's Lobos stat line as a quarterback last week, and he's playing to get in the game.
CBS 19 Sports Player of the Week, sponsored by East Texas Professional Credit Union.
Trey Hamilton walks down this tunnel each week to play the game of football. So one day, he can play the game of football as Trey Hamilton.
It's always been a dream to see myself in a college football game, and I've been playing since 2013.
And he's already getting a bit ahead of himself, because if you check the stat sheet, you'd think he was already playing a video game. 5 touchdowns, 80% completion, and nearly 400 yards in the air. It's like he was playing on rookie mode against one of the best 6A squads in Texas.
I'm more comfortable and pretty much get to just show my showcase what I can just do best.
And what he's done best all year long is lead a Longview offense that's got some of the best young talent in the state. A skill he's grown in over the year, because in 2024, he was thrusted into the quarterback spot mid-season as a sophomore and learned on the job how to lead a team into a deep playoff run.
After losing last year in the 5th round, kind of fired me up a little bit. I just want to keep being able to improve as a leader, of course, and keep just improving my play on the field and do whatever it takes to get that win.
And yes, the Longview record isn't as squeaky clean as it's been in the past, but with this new and improved Hamilton leading the postseason charge.
Yeah, when we get to the playoffs, we know what we got to do. So, I mean, the record really don't matter, but once you get to the playoffs, that's when all officially counts. So.
Because in 2025, he's ready for that video game ending. Jimmy Searfoss, CBS 19. Hey, how about that player of the week? There he is, all in all of his glory. He's actually coming back after tossing a touchdown in the very play before that. Defense was playing like the ring. They're in the ring tonight. How about this? Lawson Tubb picking his man down and slamming him down with authority. Hamilton getting to work here. He hits his second drive. Utility man, Jacaden missing. People like an X. How about that? 1, 2, 4 going down after the first down. Mason Washington gets the rock here. Oh my goodness, look at the pass to the end zone. His eyes look like dinner plates. One man to beat, he does, but they said he stepped out of bounds. No touchdown. Sorry, Mr. Washington, not related to Boosie, by the way. Doesn't matter, because a few plays later, Jaden Herndon getting up for it. How about that? Check the hops on the future star. 4-star, look at that. All the way up there. Lobo's leading this one early in Lobo Nation. 49-24 over Royce City in the 4th. How about that?
How about it? All right, Jimmy, this was also to decide a district. It's Canton.
It is packed.
It's
wow.
Sunnyvale and Canton, and we're at Eagle Stadium in Canton. Sunnyvale Raiders have a 35-24 lead in the middle of the 3rd quarter. Sunnyvale quarterback Carson Moppin hents the ball off to Jaden Cross, who pulls up the middle for dashes for the first down. Melbourne drops back and tosses downfield to Grayson Smith here, fighting his way, fighting a ton of defenders before being taken down at the 9-yard line. Following a penalty and he drops back again and calls it to a slashing Hudson Leonard in the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point was good. It's Raiders 42, Eagles 24. How about that? Canton with the ball. Quarterback Corey Ray dropping back, has to scramble a bit before seeing a sliding Ethan Lewis, who makes the grab for the first down. The Eagles would be forced to punt, though, and a bad snap here as we see the Eagle cheerleader. Thank you very much. We love
it's an
cutaway
eagle.
shots. It is an Eagle. Bad snap, handcuffs the punter, and Sunnyvale's ball again, and that would lead. We love a cutaway shot. That would lead to a 4th quarter short touchdown by the Raiders. Jaden Cross on the score. It's Sunnyvale 49, Canton 24.
How about that? Sunnyvale is a very good football team, man. That's the team that bounced Gilmer last year. They were passing all over those Buckeyes last year. Looks like kind of the same thing. They got a great offense, but nothing taken away from Canton in their season. Yeah. How about that? Picking up in the 3rd, let's go out to Henderson. They got Lindale. The Henderson Lions actually long behind Lindale at this point in the game. Vince Howard is going to hand this one off to Jabrin Myers, who's going to be taken down by Lincoln Lang before he could get going. Lindale has been in control the entire game. Shocker, Lindig passing it, finds Jackson Price wide open. He's going to go ahead and just jog his way into the end zone. I wouldn't want to tackle him either. Lindale up 41-7. Henderson back on offense. Howard is going to hand this one off to Myers once more. Charges down the field on the right side for another first down and a little bit more before getting shoved out of bounds. Vince Howard's going to get to work again here. Quick toss to Lamarian Coleman. He's got some serious speed. Watch this. Cut up and over. How about that? The couple of defenders. You got to go the long way around. Gut him. Go north 42-7 at the end of the third quarter there. Lindale 42, Henderson 21, doubling up on the Lions who end their season. Hey, basketball's around the corner.
Basketball's right around the corner.
Around the corner.
Basketball season,
How about
folks.
that?
Well, we got to find out what the weather's looking like for this weekend and beyond. So here's Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony.
Hi, East Texas. Very nice Saturday setting up for us. A little breezy, a little warm. Temperatures to around 81 degrees at 3 o'clock. In the evening hours, the temperatures fall back into the lower 70s. Let's look ahead to Sunday. It starts off chilly around Mineola and Gilmer, warmer down toward Lufkin. All of us warm back into the upper 50s to low 60s. And then here comes that cold blast moving in Sunday night to Monday morning. Temperatures tumble all the way down into the lower 30s. That prompts our next weather impact alert. Monday morning, 2 a.m. to 9 a.m., frost and light freeze. The need heavy jackets, coats, and of course gloves, hats, and keeping your seat warm. Here's your Bill Scott and White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So upper 80s one more day. Windy turning colder Sunday, much colder Monday morning with that weather impact alert. Back to 55 Monday afternoon. Veterans Day rebounding back to 70. Then high temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week, all the way back into the lower 80s. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, Brett. You have a great weekend, too. Well, folks, we got to take it to another break here, but when we return, we got Grand Saline, we got Athens, we got Gilmer, we got Pine Tree. Don't go anywhere.
All right, welcome back to Under the Lights, and I'm just not going to waste any time. Dan, let's get into the highlights.
We got to do it. We got Quitman
Go.
at Grand Saline, and it's homecoming tonight in Grand Saline, where Riley Melton was crowned king and Hunter Morgan, the Indians' king. First play of the game in Grand Saline. Quarterback Jet Taylor tosses to receiver to Colton Prox, who leaps his way for 13 yards in the first down. 2 plays later, Taylor, the Indian quarterback, hands the ball off to Preston Hassan. He bolts up the middle, makes 2 quick cuts, and leaves all of the Bulldog defenders in the dust for the touchdown. Hello there. All right. Next possession. Taylor takes the snap, takes off on the quarterback run, moving in and out of the defense before being pushed out of bounds, picking up the first down along the way. After being pushed back by a penalty, Taylor drops back to pass and looks deep. Ashton Withers makes the grab and crashes through the defenders as he crosses the goal line for the touchdown. Extra point was good. It's Grand Saline 14, Quitman 0. Wow. All right. You know, and Grand Saline is a good team. We haven't talked about them a ton this year, but they're a good team. They win it 52-0 over Quitman.
Wow, look at that. Basketball season equipment. How about that? Hey, this is another big one that we were asked to go to Athens, hosting Bullard senior night for the Athens team. Here's Bullard's Luke Stiegel coming in through the corner into the end zone for the Panther touchdown early on. How about that? Athens says, I can do it too. David Richardson plowing through with the broken hand. Still with the broken hand for the touchdown. Here's where it gets interesting, folks. Seconds left in the first half. Bullard tries a Hail Mary. Michael Skaggs looking for a man, and he finally heaves it down. How about the protection there? Intercepted by Garen Lee Brown. And there's a flag on the play. Bullard gets a first down do-over. No time on the clock. Still a lot of time. Skaggs looking to find somebody, anybody, and it's intercepted again. How about that? Emmanuel Moore, he gets out of bounds, and that's the half. Bullard with the punt to start the new half, and it lands in the hands of Julius Brewer. Nearly a 100-yard touchdown. He could go all the way. He went all the way. How about that? Athens with the ball again. Emmanuel Moore with the catch in the end zone. Starts getting a little ugly. He says, thanks, ref. Here's the ball in return as the gift for the touchdown. 42-21, doubling up Bullard. How about that? Hey,
how about it?
Baseball season's coming, Bullard.
Yeah, well, basketball season. All right, it was a Friday Night Lights showdown. North Lamar taking on Gilmer. North Lamar wins the toss and asks to receive. Fans packing the stands. Matchup did not disappoint. Austin Blakely tackles Jack Ruzak. Look at that. All eyes were on the field. This matchup didn't disappoint. Trace Haynes with the touchdown right there for the Buckeyes, and that goes into the extra point, and it is good. So that gives the Buckeyes 7, and you could feel the tension in the air as this pass is incomplete. Good coverage there, but it's incomplete to Trace Haynes. And then we got Solomon Jackson here making a cut, loses a defender, eventually taken out of bounds. That's a Buckeye first down. And then last but not least, we got a complete pass here. So I've read here. Here we go.
Allegedly incomplete pass.
Knocked away once again. Let's check out that final score. All right, Gilmer all over North Lamar, 50-7.
They are in the playoffs. Gilmer has made the playoffs. Yep. How about that? I just got to get there. Hey, let's one. Had the fans at the edge of the seat. Pine Tree. Palestine with the spear. How about that? Palestine coming off of a win last week. This next play, crowd was electric tonight. How about that in Palestine? For this one getting tackled by Pine Tree's number 6, Brick Bratton. No vowels in that name. No vowels in Brick Bratton. Here's the punt afterwards. Palestine staying on his feet. He's got some open room before getting shoved out of bounds. That's Martin. How about that? And all eyes on the field. Matchup didn't disappoint here. Brylan Beckworth carries for the Wildcats, pushes upfield before getting taken down. Pine Tree defense holds strong here against the Wildcats again and again. Let's just see the final score at this point. I need to see this final score. Pine Tree 43, Palestine 21. Seen a lot of teams score 21 tonight.
What's up with that?
Don't they won?
That
was the 6-7. That used to be 6-7. I swear.
That used to be. When we were kids, that was 6-7.
Don't make us sound old. We're not We're not
I feel pretty old.
Let's go to the break.
All right, folks, we got big movers after the break, so stick with us.
right, welcome back to the best part of the show, the most creative part of the show, Fab 15. Who's moving where, up or down? Dan, you think one team's moving up, huh?
I think they could. I want to talk about Frankston, folks. I want to talk about Frankston. It's the story of the week, could be the story of the year, right? The Indians, been around since 1928, this football program, their first ever undefeated season. I feel like I've said it 100 times, but it's worth repeating, right? Okay, we had Frankston at number 3 on our Fab 15. That's just in East Texas, though, but Dave Campbell's, Jimmy tells me, has them ranked as the number 3rd team in all of 2A for the entire state of Texas. So I think if they're top 3 in the entire state, they can be better than, just top 3 here in East Texas. But that's just my opinion.
I'm going to go with ARP. We haven't talked about them much. And you know what? They played a very good West Rusk team today, and they held them to very few points, just 21 points. That's the second most they've given up since they played Truth. These guys have a tough defense. They've given up 0 points twice in last month alone. They gave up 9 points in essentially the entire month of, what month before this? October alone. I swear I know football and I know the months of the year. The ARP Tigers are a team that we don't talk about enough. They have 1 loss in one of the toughest districts that features West Rusk and Troop. These guys are just up there with them. Bork, man, that kid is good.
How about him? Yeah, that's a good call, Jimmy. I think we talked about it last week too, but after they lost that game to Troop, everybody stopped talking about ARP, but that's their only loss all year.
Yeah, no, this team has the potential to have a very deep playoff run, especially in just how they've been handling the top teams in the state, in their district. Keep an eye out on those Tigers.
Pretty cool. Y'all, all right, stick around. Come back to CBS 19 Plus. We'll see y'all there for another half-hour of highlights. Hello, East Texas, and welcome into Under the Lights Late Night Edition. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all for week
1, 2, 3,
Wait for
4,
it.
5, 6,
Wait for
7,
it.
8, 9,
Wait for it.
10, 11.
Did we do 11?
It was the last one exploded into
Okay.
Number 11. I ran out of fingers last time, so this
It
time
counts.
I'm going to make them with my fingers. How about that?
Okay.
This
like
is
that.
some good journalism,
I
the
was gonna
kind
say,
that we
that's
bring you on
journalism right there.
CBS19. How about that?
And speaking of well, actually, I'm jumping the gun a bit here. We got to show our Game of the Week highlights first. Then we're going to hear from Robert De La Garza, hear from some of the Pleasant Grove players. But this was a district title matchup at Van Memorial Stadium. The Vandals taking on the Pleasant Grove Hawks. First possession of the game for the Hawks. It's a handoff to Jamarion Richardson. Swings it outside, gets some good blocks downfield. He's got nothing but space in front of him. He'll take it all the way. Hawks strike first. Hawks with the ball again near midfield. Quarterback Colt Yancey steps back to pass. Plenty of time. Steps up and throws a bomb downfield to Landon Fincher, who makes the grab. Defender all over him, but he still finds pay dirt. It's 14-0 Hawks early. First quarter, still Vandals looking to put some points on the board. Raleigh Hinch gets the snap, throws downfield, but it's intercepted into the hands of Jaden Scales. Makes a big return before eventually getting pushed out around midfield, and that'll set up a direct snap and run to the receiver, Javion Butler, who sheds one-arm tackles, and he's got room to run. He'll walk it in easily for another Hawks score. Let's check on that final score once again. 56-14 for Pleasant Grove, and Robert De La Garza caught up with one of the Hawks postgame.
Final week has come to an end, and this was a very one-sided game. I mean, Pleasant Grove came out strong, firing on all cylinders. I mean, that defense is the truth. I mean, we talked about it all week. This defense only allows 9 points per game, and they really showed early on, limiting the Vandals to only to no points in the first half, and just giving up maybe one touchdown in garbage time, and then the other somewhere in the second half. But I mean, overall, this team, like we mentioned, is the real deal. This is a scary team. This could be a team that's going to be playing in December. But for the Vandals, I mean, just nothing really working on both sides. Raleigh Hinch was scrambling around, didn't really have time to throw, was constantly rushed and brought down a couple times. Three turnovers by Raleigh Hinch. This is a team, Pleasant Grove, who went into this game with 18 turnovers, now over 20. Just a greedy defense, only allowing 9 points, and just so many turnovers throughout the season. As well as DeQuavion Williams for the Vandals, just did not have. This is a guy that they lean on in these type of games, especially with their strong old line, to try and eat the clock, get downfield and get points. But just he never had those open lanes. And just what do you got to say? You got to give your tip to the hat to this defensive side of Pleasant Grove. I'm being joined here with Jaden Scales of Pleasant Grove. He's a defensive back, plays both sides, as well as wide receiver. Just walk me through, I mean, this defense, I understand you guys give up 9 points a game, 3 turnovers today, 18 going into this game. I mean, just, you guys are greedy. Just tell me a little bit about why this defense is so greedy.
They call us the Black Hawk defense, and I just believe that every day, like at practice and things like that, our coaches, they pour into us, just a great group of guys that we have around us. Like, we want to be dominant. We want to go out there and make our imprint. We're the Black Hawks, so when people think that they can run the ball on us or throw it on us, we kind of take some pride in that. We just try to be the best we can be, full tilt, heart and soul, and so we make those turnovers. I got a great group of guys up front providing pressure, and then the safeties in the back end, and the corners. We had three interceptions today, and so we're just going out there having fun doing our thing.
I mean, I'm sure preparing for this game, you guys heard of Raleigh Hinch, DeQuavion Williams. I mean, you guys didn't give this guy any room to run. He's put up big numbers against other teams like Gilmer and so on. But I mean, what was y'all's execution plan for DeQuavion Williams, the running back? And this is a good old line. You guys didn't have any hesitation with them.
Yes, sir. So yeah, with that, really, I just want to start off with our defensive coordinator, Jonathan Darby, and then we have Kyle Patterson, Coach KP, and Coach Henry. Those guys. All the defensive coaches, they put in hours upon hours just game planning, and so they give us the resources we need to go out there and dominate. And then you get to the players, Jalen Foster, Keydred, Zion, Jamie up front, Buck Anderson, and Terrell Patton in the box. Like, those guys, they're some freaks of nature, and so when you try to run the ball on them, like, man, they're gonna come downhill, they're gonna hit you, and so they're just going out there and doing their thing, being dominant, like I said earlier.
Okay, and they say, saying is, defense wins championships. Like I said, you guys hold teams to 9 points per game. Let the Vandals score 14. One of them was in kind of garbage time there. But, how can what is your guys' expectations going into the playoffs? Number 1 seed, winning district, back-to-back is what Coach said. What is the expectations here?
Expectation is just to always get better. Like, we're not perfect. There's things that happen this game. I mean, obviously they got 14 on the board, so we're just going to put our best foot forward, always try to grow, and just really capitalize on these next, all these weeks that we got. We're trying to make a state run.
I know you're a senior, back-to-back district champs. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for God for providing me with this opportunity. It feels great.
All right. If you guys didn't know, this team, Pleasant Grove, is the real deal. If you guys had any concerns whether this team was fake or fiction, this is a real deal team. But I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to you guys, Dan, Jimmy. Hey, what a score, what a game.
What a score, what a game.
Thanks, Rob. Bert. Rob? Call him Rob.
We could try it.
I'm going to call him Bert.
Okay.
I'm going to call him Bert.
Thanks,
Hey,
Bert.
let's go out to Eagles Stadium in Canton. Sunnyvale Raiders had a 35-24 lead in the middle of the third quarter for a packed house to see some history. Sunnyvale quarterback Carson Mupin heaves the ball here. Off to the cross to the. Actually, there's no heaving. There was no heaving in that play. There was not even a little bit of heaving. But he's going to drop back. He's going to heave it here.
There we go.
Jaden Cross, who finds a hole up the middle of Dash. Oh, shit. What? I guess there was heaving in that one. He finds this one to Grayson Smith. Fights off a ton of Eagles. A flock, per se.
Sure.
Before going down. Flock of Eagles. Following a penalty. This drops back again, hits his man over the middle, Hudson Leonard in the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point was good. 42-24. Canton with the ball. Quarterback Corey Ray drops back, has to scramble a bit, gets some time for sliding it over to Ethan Lewis, who makes the grab for the first down. Looks like we might have had an injured Sunnyvale player there afterwards. Eagles forced to punt on this one. Bad snap, though. Handcuffs the punter, who's just got a fall on it. Sunnyvale gets the ball with elite field position, and I don't know what their mascot is, and it's a little scary.
It's a little frightening.
That would lead to a fourth quarter short touchdown by the Raiders. That's a Raider? That guy was a Raider? All right.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't look like a Raider to me. Sunnyvale is up, though, 49-24. Speaking of scary things, that score, how about that? 56-24 was the final score of that one. Canton, great season. And you know what? I do want to talk a little bit about them for a second.
Sure.
This team historically is bad. This is a team that a lot of times used to get grouped up in a division or a district with like Carthage, and we just get ran over all the time. Perennial third, fourth, fifth place finishers. I had to look back, way back to the last time they won a district championship or was even kind of this good, and it was the early aughts, like 2005, 2004.
Wow, that's so
when
long
they were
ago.
good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say. Like if you were born around that time, it's probably not old, like a long time if it's a person, but if it's for a record for a football team, I would say it's a good
person.
amount of time.
That's a washed person.
I'd say it's a young person whose back feels great all the time.
Yep. All right.
Frankston.
Canton cannot go undefeated. Let's see how Frankston does. Going for the first undefeated season in program history. Been around for nearly 100 years. Starting this one strong. 20 seconds into the game, Frankston's Carson Bazell with the handoff to Braylon Donald. Somehow breaks the tackle by the Wildcats. Open field in front of them. Refs can't even keep up, my word. That's a touchdown for the Indians. Wildcats with the ball now. You see Harris Reynolds there saying, gimme, I'm open. But that ball goes way over his head, and it's intercepted by Braden Gray. Whoopsies. Hey, happens to everybody. How about a replay now? Cayuga with the ball again. There's the throw, and boom! Intercepted by Frankston again. This time it's A.J. Donnell with the run before eventually getting tackled. But watch the effort here. Breaks one tackle. Here comes the spin move. He's everywhere, but he eventually gets taken down. All right, second quarter now. Braden Gray with the catch from Bazell. He weaves in between the Wildcat defenders. Does a little hurdle action. We're going to wait on the little hurdle action. Here it comes. I'm waiting for it.
It's more of a high step.
More of a high step than a hurdle. But
Deion Sanders-esque.
We appreciate you, Jesus. Another touchdown for Frankston. Extra point would be blocked, but there was a flag on the play, so Frankston goes for two. Carson Bazell in for the 2-point conversion. Let's see that final score. Frankston undefeated. Congratulations, Frankston. 34-7 over Cayuga. 10-0 regular season.
Golf clap for Frankston. Hey, let's head down to Mount Enterprise. They're hosting Alto How about that? The Yellow Jackets.
There they are.
First 15 seconds of the game. Joshua Bennett hands it off to Aiden Alsop, who just keeps on going. You know, he slips through the defense, finds a little gap, and that was all it took. They got quite the running back situation down in Mount Enterprise.
Yeah.
This time, Kagan Ash, the Texas Tech Raider. How about that? The
That's
Red
a Raider.
They have a Raider that looks like a Raider over there. He even rides a horse and stuff. He works through the swarm of Yellow Jackets for the touchdown. Alto looking to get something on the board. This ball's handed off to A.J. Buckingham. Lightning quick for getting slammed down for the first down. Goodness gracious. Punt, fumbled, caught in the end zone by the Mount Enterprise team on the grass. Ball goes on the grass, not on the turf. That's good for the touchdown. How about that? And this one, Kagan Ash again, just hands it into the end zone. 15-64, Mount Enterprise. Speaking of undefeated. How about it?
Yeah, first time since 2000 for them.
Oh, look at that.
So, then, you know, again, somebody born in 2000. Oh, my word. My word.
Actually, they're old, not. But if they're born in 2002, that's not that old.
No
But
comment.
2000 is old.
No comment. All right, we're going to go take a look at our player of the week. There he is, Trey Hamilton, coming back after to the bench. He just tossed a tutty just before that. Defense was playing like they were in the ring tonight. Lawson Tubb picking a man up, slamming him with authority. Hamilton gets the work. Here in the second drive hits the utility man, Jacaden Davis. He's missing white jerseys like an ex-girlfriend. I love that, Jimmy. Well done there. Very, very good. Later on, Mason Washington gets the rock, and oh my word, oh my goodness gracious, he's got nothing but green grass ahead of him, except, well, looked like he might have stepped out of bounds there. Whoops. Doesn't matter, though, because a few plays later, it's Jaden Herndon getting up for one. And, folks, it was so nice. We're going to look at it twice. Let's rewind it. Let's rewind it. Here we go. Look at him get up there. That's one of the top-ranked sophomores in the country, folks, showing off those skills right there.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Sophomore with hands like that. Come on now.
Let's see that final score. Longview ends the regular season on a high note, 52-24 over Royce City.
And they needed it, man. Trey Hamilton, when I talked to him, you know, he had all that playoff experience last year. He knows what it takes to have a run like that again. And let's be real, Longview can do that. You know, I'm never going to count out a Longview squad, but they have had their struggles this year. And I saw the defense maybe struggle a little bit again. And that's kind of going to be my one worry for that squad as we get into the postseason, because they're going to face some good offenses. Offense for Longview, hang with anybody.
Yeah, not an
defense, uncharacteristically, maybe not as big as they normally are.
Right. I remember last year, I can't remember the guys exactly, but I remember their linebacker core was stacked last year and obviously lost a couple of those guys. You know, they graduated. So, bit of a different story here this year.
Reloading, growing.
Yes.
They're growing.
Yeah, not retooling, reloading. That's right. All right, folks, we got a couple more games after this that we haven't seen yet, so stick around. Everybody, welcome back to the Under the Lights kickoff show, the late night edition of It's not the kickoff show. What am I talking about? It's week 11, and I'm still making mistakes.
It's okay.
I'll see myself out.
I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to go ahead and forgive
Appreciate
you
that.
for everyone that's watching as well.
Thank you.
You're
And I
welcome.
appreciate all you for thanking me as well. All right, Jimmy, we got to go to Tatum here. We got Jefferson at Tatum looking to close the regular season with wins tonight. Of course, that's the goal. This Tatum pass is picked off by Jason Burton, stepping in front of that one, going to score. The pick six for the Bulldogs makes it 7-0. So I assume the extra point was good. I'm going to go ahead and assume that. Tatum evens things up, but Jefferson keeps their foot on the gas. Chance Washington has a man wide open. It's Travis Gray. He hits him. Touchdown Bulldogs. Make it 14-2.
That was a dot.
To 7, my word. We're going to move to the second quarter now. Watch this. Washington on the keeper. Steps through a couple defenders. Somehow stays on his feet. And he will score. Shifting and moving and burning. Finding the end zone. Bulldog. QB there. All right.
That guy's good.
Love that. Love it. All right. Jefferson all over Tatum. 49-14.
All sevens. No field goals tonight. How about
needs
that?
them?
Let's go to Dangerfield and New Boston. First quarter. Dangerfield getting the ball. There's number 9, Isaiah Parker, hands it off to Micah Broughton. Takes the ball down the field for the first touchdown of the night. He's going to keep on going. We're going to see that D on his helmet make his way into the end zone.
I like those uniforms.
Yeah, no, they're good. That's a solid uniform. That's a classic uniform out here in East Texas. These guys are ones that have been there, done that over the years. 6-0 Dangerfield on to New Boston's next possession. The ball's intercepted. How about that? Tip drill. Dangerfield gets it, and where's the camera? There it is. Makes his way through a tight little gap, and he's going to keep on his feet before getting brought down. Dangerfield actually going to score again on that one. 13-0. Dangerfield. Few plays later, Isaiah Parker passes this one to Jakiran Craver for a short gain there. Talked about him a lot. He's one of their top receivers. Parker hands the ball off to Ashton Williams, runs the ball in for the score. It's actually going to end up being 20-0 for Dangerfield, who's just so hot right now. 54-7.
They're so hot right now.
They're so hot right now. I don't think I've seen them lose since Tatum. I could be wrong on that, but this Dangerfield team is doing the same thing that they did last year. Start off a little slow and then make some noise in playoff time. Last year, I said it a few times, they beat New Diana, and I thought that team was going to win state. This team, don't be surprised if they upset somebody coming around towards Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, if you're going to kick things into high gear, district play is the time to do that for sure. All right, we got Nacogdoches at Texas High now. We join in the second quarter. Texas High quarterback Cameron Reitner hands it off to Tredarion Ball. Talk about a name we hear a lot. Makes up a short gain upfield. And looks like he just made it. All right, Reitner hands it off. I don't know, hands it off here for another short gain. Just taken down. That's kind of a wrestling move right there. Ball continues to move downfield. Then Reitner, that's ball still moving his way out of bounds. There we go. All right, this time Reitner passes it into the end zone. Where is it? There it is, in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. It is 36-0 Texas High at this point. And wow.
Whoa.
Do dragons lay eggs?
Dragons do lay eggs based on fairy tales and such that I've seen. I think Shrek showed that dragons laid eggs.
We didn't see how that babies were born.
Yeah. Donkey! Let's go to our player of the week.
It's your
it's Maybank. Oh yeah,
it's your stream, Jimmy.
This is our stream. Last night we had Maybank and Kilgore go at it, and that one you want to talk about a game that wasn't close. Maybank, basketball season's right around the corner, baby. Let's check out the highlights.
Snap comes out, not a ton of pressure. Punt gets off. It's going to drive back Mr. Graves. Let's take 2 hands on it. He's going to try to return this one. Gets a little hesitant, hitting all the juke packages that he can to get on his way back. He's got a few men to beat. He's going to stop on a dime, roll out to the back. He's got a lot of room now. He's on the other side of the field. He's churning. Them legs are churning. 1 man to beat, 2 men to beat. He's going to squeak his way into the corner of the end zone. Laquilion Graves, how about that, young man? He's going and running his way to Texas State. First down, hands it off again. Huge gap again. One cut, making his way into the end zone. As a unique formation comes out here for the Panthers. Line has shifted to beyond the left hash. Quick snap. They're going to go straight to Schreier, who picks up a huge gap, makes his way into the end zone. So the unique formation pays off, and Maybank picks up their first score of the night. Mumphrey gets the handoff and burst of speed. Oh, here he goes. No one even touching him. That first step, and he was gone. No one even had a chance.
Yeah, that one got really ugly. 56-6, hanging 56 on Maybank. I was actually at that game last year when it was in Kilgore. Kind of a similar score.
Maybe nice little stadium.
Oh, no, it's a cool stadium. No, I liked it. You know, nice and tall, the stands. And actually, there was a pretty good showing there early on for senior night for them before things got a little out of hand.
Before things took a turn for the worst. Well, folks, we're almost done here on Under the Lights. But before we go, we got to talk top plays. So don't go anywhere. Don't do it. Alrighty, folks, the sun has nearly set here on our final Under the Lights kick. I almost did it again, our final Under the Lights show of the regular season. It's week 11. It's the time change, I think.
You know what? Let's just get straight into these top plays. I really like seeing this one a few times tonight. Let's go off here. Starting off strong, I already know what play is going to be this one. Look at this guy plowing through. That's 2 tackles for making his way into the end zone. Braylon Donnell. How about that? All gas, no brakes. He's fired up for that one. Touchdown, Frankston Indians.
Love it. All right, let's go back to our sight game. It's Achilles Hess looking to his left, finding Landon King. Jump ball. King comes down with it and then thrusts himself into the end zone to get the Bears on the board. Let's see that in slow-mo. He mossed him. That's what we used to call it. I don't know what the kids call it nowadays.
Head tap, head tap.
Head tap. Okay.
Let's go over to Pleasant Grove. Hawks ball again. Near midfield, quarterback Colt Yancey steps back, wants it all, heaves it down the field for the bomb. Landon Fincher makes the grab, fights through the tackle into the white grass. How about that? Pleasant Grove scores again.
All right, what we got? We got Bullard and Athens here. Bullard with the punt to start a new half. It lands in the hands of Julius Brewer. And folks, just watch and admire this near 100-yard touchdown return. This is just 15 seconds into the second half. Part of a big win for Athens over Bullard.
Talk about making a statement there. How about that?
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, Jenny. Well, speaking of talking about it, we got to talk about all the scores. We got 15 games, but we're about to look at 32 final scores. 32, folks.
Let's see these scores.
Here we go. All right. Big old graphic. Gladewater over White Oak, 35-13. Pleasant Grove Downs Van, 56-14. Longview, big win over Royce City, 52-24. ARP over West Rusk. There you go, though. West Rusk still hanging in there. 33-21 is the final score. Sunnyvale over Canton, 56-24. Grand Saline blanks Quitman, 52-zip. Frankston undefeated takes down Cayuga, 34-7. Athens hangs 77 on Bullard. They win at 77-37.
Speaking of a team I want to see against Carthage later on in the playoffs, how about that? Alto 15, Mount Enterprise 64. Lindale doubles up on Henderson 42-21. North Lamar 7. Gilmer 50. How about them getting back in stride? Palestine 21. Pine Tree 43. Tatum loses to Jefferson 49-21. Dangerfield stays hot over New Boston 54-7. Nacogdoches Dragons lay eggs, baby, and so did the Nacogdoches football team tonight. 0 Texas High 50. Spring Hill 7. Pittsburgh 52. Pittsburgh, you're going to the playoffs, baby.
All right, show me more. Show me more. Tyler High ends the season on a high note. They beat Red Oak out at Red Oak, 45-33.
On that, hold on.
Please.
I think they might have a chance to make the playoffs. They won by more than 13, right?
Yes.
Or is that 12?
No, that's 18.
Oh my.
No, it's not.
We're not here
it's
for good.
22. Wait, no, it's not. It's 12. I can't read.
Yeah, it's 12. So I don't know if they did. But
it's 12.
There was a shot of them making the playoffs if they won tonight. But we'll take a look at it later on.
Never ask me to do math on live TV. Oh my goodness. Marshall over White House, 49-7. Carthage over Brownsboro, 56-8. Troop completes their undefeated season, so they're 10-0. 28-6 over Buffalo. Lufkin over Galveston Ball, 52-14. Mount Pleasant over Hallsville, 50-3. Center over Rusk, 27-20. And Malakoff downs Winsboro, 24-7.
That one should have been for the district championship. Commerce taking that one though. Commerce is making a stance taking the district championship from them. Emory Reigns 0, Mineola 68. Mineola back in the win column. Palestine Westwood 49 back on track against Huntington over them 49-12. Sabine nothing. Liberty Ilo 56. Wascom 44. Hawkins 26. All Saints 9. Dallas Christian 56. Wow, because All Saints has been on a roll all year long, especially as of late. They're still going to be making the playoffs. They have their best season ever for that program. 7 wins. Brook Hill 49, Brentwood Christian 0, Cushing 8, Overton 42. I believe that locks up Overton's spot in the playoffs. Grapeland 77, Lovelady 69. Wow,
how about that?
What a game!
Not just the fact that Lovelady lost, but the shootout.
Yeah, no, Grapeland getting hot at the right time. We saw that team go 4 rounds deep last year, and that was when they were young. A lot of those guys are still on that football team. Don't be surprised if they go deep this year.
Don't be surprised, folks. All right, thank you so much for joining us on Under the Lights tonight and all season long. Regular season's over, but the playoffs are about to begin. We'll see y'all next week.